Hello everyone, welcome to Gosport Railworks. My name's James, and today we've got another monthly product showcase video. This time we've got two different types of products today. We've got a steam engine, which is the LSWR 395 class, which is a very nice looking steam engine. Very unique looking smoke box there with the slope. And we have got some more Ironclad coaches. I've only printed off two of them, but I have got two other ones which I've not printed off. These are the Ironclad 2 set, and the other one is the push-pull Ironclad coaches. And yeah, very nice coaches. Always wanted some more Ironclad coaches, but yeah, very happy with them. Anyway, how to put them together. I'll quickly do the coaches first because they're the easiest. So, as usual, my usual method is you paint it, you give it undercoat, you paint it in whichever livery you feel like. I'll be going with, I think these should be in crimson. Yes, BR Crimson. So that's what they'll be ended up like for my mine. So you paint it, you give it undercoat, you give it paint in whichever livery, then you add some glazing, which I've got some example here, which is some acetate. I think I nicked this from a Metcalf kit, but you can buy it in cheap enough off Amazon. Then you add that to each of the windows very carefully using some tweezers and some appropriate glue. I tend to use clear PVA. You do have to be a bit careful with the interior because I do add the interior walls, but it does make fitting windows a bit more awkward. But yeah, that's the most time-consuming bit. But other than that, you just fit it in carefully, and then you paint the underframe. You glue it in, and also you add some buffers on the end. So I have been tempted to produce buffers on my stock, but at the moment I'm still on the fence about if people actually want it. Then after that, and make sure that the bogey is done properly, you basically add the bogies. These are some from the Engage Society. These are the 8 foot, sorry, 8 foot Southern Steam ones, which are probably the closest to being the most appropriate. You may need to adjust the height just so that it does have free reins. But other than that, that's how you fit them on. And then you add a little crossbar across the pivot just to help keep them on. Or fit them in your own way. And that's pretty much it really. These you can get for 2 pairs. It's about 5 or something like that for the bogies. And the wheels separately purchased. You can get, I think it's 8 axles for about 11 quid off eBay, something like that. They're not too expensive. And the buffers you can also get from the Engage Society as well. Alright, that's the coaches. I'll pop you over there. Now then, for the 395 class, you do need to get a appropriate chassis. And the best one which I've got is the C Class chassis. This is one which I'm buying from my C3 class, so do excuse your tender. But the tender is, well, just do the easy thing is you paint it, you add buffers, you add your coal, add some extra weight, and then you need to get a C class chassis. You can either get one from a already existing model, which probably not. Well, you at least make sure you get a working model then, or you can assemble one like I did and buy all the bits from Bachmann and then assemble it your way. You do need to ad hoc some of the parts because it is meant to work with the body as fitting some of the screws. But anyway, once you assembled it, make sure it works. That's the most important thing. You basically pop the body on there, make sure it sits down, and then you pop the body on there, which I can't do at the moment. And that's pretty much it, really. Main work is making sure that the chassis works and you're happy with it. So yes, I said it is meant to originally work with the C class body because that's where some of the screws fit in. But yeah, that's the best I can do. You can't use the the 4F chassis, which I have got an example over here. Let me just carefully get it. There we go. Yeah, here is the 4F chassis, and yeah, it's too wide. It's a very chunky, uh, chassis there, and plus it won't be appropriate. That actually looks better, and yeah, much better. I said I have thought about trying to get it to fit on there, but it will take far too much work or make it look too. It wouldn't actually look right either because it is actually a small locomotive. I've already had to stretch the tender to fit the tender chassis, so I've had to work with what I've got. Still, even then, that looks quite nice, really. I'm very happy about it. I do need to get enough chassis for it just so I can run it with everything else. So yeah, that's pretty much it, really. Anyway, I'm going to stop yapping on and yap on in a different way by sticking these onto my turntable and then telling you a bit more about the prototypes in general. So yeah, then I'll get them onto my layout and run them around as well. So I'll see you in a bit. The two coach sets were formed of a 6-compartment brake third and a 6-compartment brake composite, both having a rather smaller guards and luggage space than previously and had left-handed corridors. Order numbers were E20 for brake composites and E24 for brake thirds. All were originally scheduled for construction at Lansing, which may explain why the first two brake thirds received central sets and carriage numbers, but all 10 were eventually completed at Eastleigh in October 1925. Although specifically for Leamington and Swanage through services, they also appeared on West of England trains, in contrast to the other 5-coach sets, which were normally seen only on the Bournemouth and Portsmouth workings. The arrival of new bullied stock in 1946 to 1948, and in particular 2-coach sets 63 to 75, rendered the Ironclad surplus to this requirement, and they were cascaded off from frontline duties. Set 385 found alternative employment for a while on a Bournemouth to Chester through train, but the remainder were converted into pull-push sets, retaining the same carriage and set numbers. This work took place between October 1948 and September 1949, as the vehicles became due for the next works visit. The work involved the removal of all gangway connections and the conversion of both former lavatories into third-class coupes, while a standard southern pull-push driving end was inserted into the guard's fan end of the brake third. The LSWR 395 class was a class of goods 060 steam locomotive designed for the London South Western Railway by William Adams as part of his modernisation programme. All 70 were constructed by Nielsen and Company in 1881 and 1886. The last 34 locomotives differed in being slightly longer and heavier. Early members of the class were numbered in a continuous series of new numbers from 395 to 406. Some later batches reused numbers of withdrawn or duplicated locomotives. The 395 was a long-lived class, with several lasting for 70 years. Between 1908 and 1924, 54 locomotives were renumbered to the duplicate list by prefixing their existing number with a 0. Between 1916 and 1918, 50 locomotives were sold to the British government for use by the Railway Operating Division of the Royal Engineers. The RAD transferred 36 of the class to its Palestine Military Railway and 9 for service in the Mesopotamian campaign. In 1918, 7 of those delivered to Palestine were transferred to Mesopotamia. After the First World War, 20 of the class remained in Great Britain in LSWR service. As per the Railways Act of 1921, these passed to the Southern Railway on its formation in 1923. In 1948, under the nationalisation of Britain's railways, the remaining 18 locomotives entered British Railway stock and renumbered in a continuous series from 30564 to 30581. Withdrawals resumed in 1950, with the last one, 30567, being withdrawn in September 1959, after 76 years of service, with all locomotives being scrapped. Right, here we are, the LSWR 39.5 class and the Ironclad coaters now on my layout. They do look quite nice there. Again, the 395 is buying the C Class chassis from my LSWR C3 class, and the Ironclads are just on some temporary bogies for now because they're not painted and they're not finished. But yeah, either way they still look quite nice. I will have to mention that the 395 is quite light, and so is the C Class chassis, so you will need to try and find some extra weight, extra way to put weight in there somehow. Maybe a little bit of space at the front here just behind the smoke box, but you may need to try and add some weight in there somehow. Maybe padding out either side of the cab, but yeah, it's quite small, so I may need to make that bigger so I can fit on the the 4F chassis, because that does run quite nicely either way. Anyway, hey, let's give it a nice run round. You will see this bounce around a little bit because, like I said, it's quite light, and yeah, it does struggle a little bit, especially on the double slip here. Come on, there we go. Yeah, it's not all that happy with the double slip. Let's give it a nice bit of speed. Once it's up to speed, it does seem to perform a bit better. There we go. Let's wait for it to come round. Yeah, normal points it seems fine. It's just the double slip. So let's see if it runs nicely this time. Yeah, it definitely does need to find some extra weight somehow, and it's like I said, since it's made everything bounce, it's made the bogie bounce here. On you get. And let's get you back over here. Let me just put you back a bit now. Yeah, it couldn't get it running around a second time, but oh well. Let me just pop you on there just so it looks nice. There we go. Yeah, that's the main problem with this class, is that it is small and it is light, and the chassis which it needs to go on just so it works, so it looks right, well, vaguely right, it's also quite light as well. So yeah, but I think there is just enough space. Let me just try to carefully pry this off with one hand. So let's see, that needs to fit there. Yeah, maybe a little bit of space at the front there just to add a bit more weight. We will need to insulate it because that's where the circuit board is, but you might be able to get a little bit more weight in there as well, which is what I'll be trying to do when I get a spare C Class chassis. Though saying that, I may actually reuse this for the C Class for the 395 and put my C3 on a regular 4F chassis because they're a bit more easier to get. So I'll pop you on there. There we go. But yeah, despite that slight problem, there we go. Yeah, despite that slight problem, it's still a very nice class, and I'm very happy to add it to my range. It will cost you about £18. The coaches, even though they are shorter than the average Ironclads, I think they still come under my 60-foot plus range, so it'll probably cost you, well, I don't offer them on their own, so the pair will cost you £35 in total, and same with the push-pull variant. But if they do come under the 60-foot or less class, they will cost you £30 for the pair. So yeah, also yeah, that also includes the underframes as well, so yeah, don't worry about them. So yeah, despite the fact that The C Class chassis in its current state is a bit poor at the moment, but still, it's a nice loco and I'm happy to add it. And the coaches look wonderful as well, and they do look quite nice. And I'll be very happy to get them painted as well. Anyway, that's going to be it for me. If you liked the video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and do let me know what you think about the coaches and the 39.5 class. I keep trying to say 3900 class. 395. Let me know what you think. Do you think this could also add extra little bit of weight will help? Let me know. And what do you think about making it a little bit more stretched just to make it fit on the 4F chassis? Because obviously I want them to be running well, but I also want them to look the part as well. So let me know. I won't run it around because it'll probably derail again. So that's going to be it for me. If you liked the video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. If you didn't like the video, hope you enjoyed it anyway. And I'll see you all again next time. So take care now. Bye bye. Yeah, it's going to sit there for now. Take care now.